CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
Well, I guess, George, first up, how's the injury, and do you expect to play tomorrow?
Yeah, all good. So I think the team's gone out, so I'm good to go.
So what was the issue? Was it a hip problem or something like that?
Yeah, hip flexor.
So no issues at all. You're 100% ready to go.
100%, good to go.
What's the sort of mindset in the camp? Are you looking at a 5-0 whitewash, or is it sort of just one game at a time still for the rest of the series, I guess?
Yeah. I think we'll cliche it for the rest. I don't think we've looked too far ahead all summer. So it's just a matter of playing as well as we can. We've obviously got a challenge ahead of us this game in terms of having our senior players rested, and that's something we spoke about last night. That it's a great opportunity for some guys to step up, not only in their actual performances with bat and ball, but also with a bit of energy and attitude around the place. Chance for a couple of other guys to lead, so that's really exciting for our group.
What do you say to people that have written this morning saying it's almost England's best chance of beating Australia because they're playing an Australian A side?
Well, it probably is their best chance. But having said that, I reckon our team's still pretty good. I'm not that fussed about what England think or how they're going and what their thoughts are on the rest of their tour. We're certainly in a pretty positive position. I think if we win tomorrow, that'll be 10 straight games against England. I think that equals a record. I think the fact that, regardless of who's playing for us, we're certainly pulling on the Australian colours. It's been a hell of a summer, and I don't think we'll be becoming nonchalant or complacent about what's ahead of us. I still think there's huge opportunities for us. I think if you ask any of the players that are actually playing, I don't think they'll feel like it's an A side.
You mentioned that is an opportunity for guys as well, obviously with the World Cup around the corner and that sort of thing, a chance to really press their names forward. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about that. I know. I saw Steve Smith spoken about that already. I know he's one who'd be desperate to get back in. I know there's some pretty good competition around the fast bowling spots at the moment, so that's makes for some interesting net sessions and obviously some really competitive game time as well.
How much are you looking forward to taking on the captaincy?
Yeah, I always enjoy it. I do much prefer it when Pup's there, but always enjoy the honour, the opportunity and the challenge. And I think, as I've said before, the beauty of that is that when you see, particularly younger guys, when you continue to see Aaron Finch finding his feet, Glenn Maxwell, James Faulkner to continue to get better and better and become key players for us, James Pattinson and Nathan Coulter, those guys finding their feet and becoming better and better players, you get huge satisfaction out of having the opportunity to lead that.
George, apart from the one day in Brisbane, Australia have won every match but by a huge margin this summer. Are you surprised at the dominance you've had over England?
That can happen, can't it? I don't think it's necessarily a dominance. I just think that's the nature of the game a little bit in terms of if you get on top, and then that can happen. I certainly think what we're doing is playing some really good one-day cricket in terms of, and I think we've done that for the last few months. But I think we're playing a brand of one-day cricket that is really exciting. Reinvigorating the game to some extent. I think we're playing with a lot of freedom, a lot of aggression, and hopefully that's a combination that, as we've said, can sort of set us up for a really good tilt at the World Cup.
George, you say that you think Australia have reinvigorated one-day cricket. I think there was a fear at one point that it might be squeezed out as a format because of the growth of 2020 and Test being prime, of course. How do you see the stature of one-day cricket generally these days?
I'm not sure as a whole, but I think and maybe I'm biased because I'm playing it and knowing the guys, but I think the brand of cricket we're playing is just really exciting. I think we've scored 300 or over for the last, be close to the last 10 or 12 one days we've played, so that's pretty exciting. I think that's just a way we're playing. I think the fielding side that we're putting out tomorrow is as good as any that's ever set foot on a park, so that's going to be great. Great to see, and with that come expectations and standards. So it's as much. I was probably talking more as much about the way we were playing the game. I think, and where we probably went through a patch there where we weren't playing with that freedom or that expression, but I think that's certainly back.